Welcome to another edition of LinkedIn Live. My name is Joe Apfelbaum. I'm excited to unveil something that I've been working on. So I have this thing called an SRS. I don't know if you're familiar with an SRS, but an SRS is a way for you to create software requirements. It's something I did not do when I built Evie AI, but I want to build more software. I want to build a lot of software. In order for me to build software, I need to have something called an SRS. I need to have software requirements. I need to let the developers know exactly what I need in order for them to give me a proper quote. How are they supposed to know what type of quote they should give me if I want to build out the SRS? How do I do this? And so today I built my first React application and I hosted it on a website, on a web server. It was a lot of work, but I got it done and I'm really excited about it. And what it's going to do is it's the first entry step in order for me to be able to create an SRS. So what's an SRS? Let's go ahead and fire up a tool that will help us be able to have a conversation with AI. Let me see if I can find this tool. I just literally found a tool that I could just literally talk to AI. And if you're watching this, let me know where in the world you're dialing in from. It's a nice, beautiful Sunday afternoon here in New Jersey, and I am in love with creating applications using artificial intelligence. I'm going to click on try voice mode. I'm going to hit start a conversation. I'm going to say disable mix minus, and I'm going to hit start a conversation. Let's go.
Hi there. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. I want to talk about the concept of an SRS. Can you explain to the audience listening to this, what is an SRS, how does it work, and why is it important?
An SRS, or Spaced Repetition System, is a powerful
No,
tool for
stop. It's
learning
not a space
a desk
repetition system. It's an SRS, software requirements.
laughs. Nice one. So, a traditional spaced repetition system is a method of optimizing learning and
Pause.
memory
It's
retention
not, again,
friendly.
it's not spaced repetition system. It's a SRS, software requirements. SRS, software requirements specification.
A software requirement specification, often abbreviated as SRS. That's a document that outlines the functional and non-functional requirements of a software system. It's a critical component of the software development process, as it serves as a blueprint for the developers to understand and build the software correctly. Typically, an SRS document includes information about the software's purpose, scope, and boundaries, as well as specific requirements, functionality, and constraints. It's usually created during the requirements gathering phase, before the actual development begins. In essence, the SRS document helps to ensure that all stakeholders, including developers, users, and management, are on the same page regarding what the software should do and how it should behave. Does that sound about right to you?
It definitely sounds about right. I appreciate you sharing me what an SRS is and with the audience what an SRS is. I have a question for you. When it comes
I
to an
think the
when it comes to an SRS, what is the most important part of an SRS?
While the entire document is crucial, I'd say one of the most important parts of an SRS is the functional requirements section. This is where you list, in detail, what the software should be able to do from the user's perspective. It's where you define the behaviors, the interactions, and the outcomes that the software will have. Including clear and concise functional requirements helps to ensure that everyone involved in the project has a shared understanding of what the software needs to do, which in turn reduces the risk of miscommunication, scope creep, and rework down the line. Typically, this section includes information on user interactions, workflows, and the expected results. It's often the most extensive part of the SRS, as it requires a deep dive into the software's functional capabilities. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. I wanted to buy a domain related to influencers. I was thinking of influencerinspector.com because I want to create an SRS for this influencer tool that allows me to inspect influencers. And so I'm just curious to know, do you have any ideas for domain names related to influencers?
As for domain name ideas related to influencers, here are a few suggestions. InfluenceHub.com, InfluencerAnalytics.com, FollowMe.net, InfluencerInsight.com, Social Savvy.
How should I be thinking about my domain name? Like, what if I wanted to think of a domain name that allows me to be able to have influencers that I kind of analyze and I inspect? I already own marketinginspector.com, so I was thinking about doing it like influencer.marketinginspector.com. But I'm
Using a
thinking of maybe having a separate domain name and making it a separate brand specifically catered to finding influencers and identifying information about each influencer. What do you think of making it separate than marketinginspector.com?
I see where you're coming from. Having a separate domain name for your influencer-focused tool could make sense if you envision it growing into a distinct brand with its own identity, rather than being just a feature of marketinginspector.com. Having a separate domain name like Influencer Inspector or Influencer Metrics could allow you to build a standalone brand that's laser-focused on the influencer, analysis, and inspection space. This could also give you the flexibility to develop a unique value proposition, positioning, and target market for this specific tool, which might be appealing to a particular segment of users. Plus, having a separate domain name could make it easier to market and promote the tool as a distinct offering, rather than just a feature of an existing brand. That being said, if you feel like the influencer aspect is closely tied to marketinginspector.com, and you envision your influencer tool as a natural extension of your existing branding, then it might make sense to keep it as a subdomain or even integrate it into the existing site. What are your thoughts on developing a standalone brand for your influencer tool versus keeping it closely tied to marketinginspector.com?
Well, what I want to do is I want to build a place where people can come and find influencers. Marketing Inspector is more about people that can inspect their marketing and other people's marketing. The influencer tool that I want to build is related to people finding influencers and then, like where do you find all the influencers? How do you know where the influencers are? And how do you determine if they're good influencers or not and what industries they're in and what they've been doing and how they've been doing it? So it's kind of like, and also if you want to like promote yourself as an influencer and get paid to promote other companies' stuff using UCG, user generated content, then you can go to this tool that we have that allows you to inspect influencers, and you can add yourself. Obviously, we'll charge a fee for that, but you can
So,
add yourself as an influencer there, and then that allows people to find you and use you, especially like there's a lot of people that want to monetize their influence on LinkedIn, and there's no like official like LinkedIn influencer hub or LinkedIn influencer place that people can come. And so I'm thinking about building that. What do you think?
it sounds so it sounds like you're envisioning a platform that serves as a hub for both influencers and those looking to find and work with influencers. This platform would provide a way for influencers to create profiles, showcasing their expertise, reach, and audience demographics, making it easier for brands and marketers to discover and connect with them. You're also planning to offer a paid listing or verification service for influencers who want to get discovered and partnered with on LinkedIn, as well as potentially other social media platforms. I think this is a great idea, as the influencer marketing space is becoming increasingly crowded and difficult to navigate. By creating a central platform for finding, vetting, and working with influencers, you're addressing a clear need in the market. Your concept also has the potential to be scalable and adaptable, as you can add new features and integrations as the market evolves. For example, you could incorporate AI-powered matching algorithms to help brands find the most suitable influencers for their campaigns. One potential angle to consider is offering additional services and tools for influencers, such as content creation services, brand partnerships, or even educational resources to help them grow their influence and build their personal brands. In terms of the domain name, Influencer Inspector is a unique and memorable name that effectively conveys the purpose of the platform. It might be worth considering Influencer Hub or Influencer Directory as alternatives, but Inspector is a great choice for a platform that helps brands inspect and vet influencers. Lastly, you might want to consider partnering with influencers, brands, and other industry stakeholders to validate your concept and build a strong network of supporters. This can help you refine your offering, generate buzz, and eventually drive adoption of your platform. What do you think?
What do you think? I like that idea, but what do you think of the word inspectinfluencer.com, where you go to inspect influencers and influencers can go there to inspect other influencers? So instead of influencer inspector, which kind of is like influencer, inspector, there's so many ers in it. How about inspectinfluencer.com? What do you think of that?
I see what you mean about the word inspector being a bit of a mouthful. As for inspectinfluencer.com, I think it's a great idea. It's clear, concise, and it effectively conveys the purpose of the platform. It's also easy to remember and spell, which is a big plus. By placing inspect in front of influencer, you're creating a nice and balanced domain name that flows well. It's also nice that it doesn't sound like an influencer and inspector kind of phrase anymore. The word inspect has a clear meaning, and it suggests that the platform is a tool for evaluating and reviewing influencers. Overall, I think inspectinfluencer.com is a fantastic domain name choice that effectively communicates the value proposition of your platform. What do you think about adding a tagline to go along with this domain name?
Yeah,
Something like verify.
yeah,
It was a pleasure to.
give me tagline suggestions for this particular domain name while I go ahead and purchase the domain name. I'm gonna buy that domain name because I really like it. I like Inspect Influencer, where people can go and inspect influencers on the platform.
I'm
Um,
glad you like the domain name.
yeah.
Here are some taglines for the tagline. Here are some suggestions to get you started. Asterisk evaluate, engage, elevate. The Insider's Guide to Influencers, asterisk discover, assess, partner. The Ultimate Influencer Platform, asterisk inspect, inspect, partner. Where influence meets opportunity, asterisk uncover the influencers that matter. Inspectinfluencer.com, asterisk where expertise meets exposure. Inspectinfluencer.com, asterisk inspect.
Well,
Engage.
what's with all the asterisks? Like, what are you talking about? Why are you even mentioning asterisks? Aren't you supposed to be like a voice chat that works well?
I think I got a bit carried away with the formatting and forgot to just speak normally. Let me try that again without the asterisks. Here are some tagline suggestions for your Inspect Influencer platform. Evaluate, engage, elevate. The Insider's Guide to Influencers, discover, assess, partner. The Ultimate Influencer Platform, inspect, inspect, partner. Where influence meets opportunity, uncover the influencers that matter. Inspectinfluencer.com, where expertise meets exposure, find the influencers that actually move the needle. I hope these suggestions help.
I
Let me know
like
if you
it.
need any further ideas or assistance.
No, they all help. I'm not thrilled about any of them, but they help. Inspect influencer. I liked in is twice. We have the word in twice. Inspect influencer. I really like the
So
fact that it's there twice, you know?
having the word influence twice does add a nice symmetry to the domain name and the idea behind it. It's catchy and memorable, and it really drives home the idea that this platform is all about inspecting and evaluating influencers. I think that's a great thing to build on. If you're not thrilled about the tagline ideas I came up with, we can definitely brainstorm more. Maybe something that plays off the symmetry of the word influence. What do you think?
I like that. I like the symmetry of influence. I think that's cute. I have a question for you. Do you believe that it's a good idea to make a resource available for people that allow them to do research on influencers, especially LinkedIn influencers, that allows them to like put in an influencer and see how many followers they have, and also track the influencer over time with how many followers they had over time, and maybe even how much they charge for promoting products and services on LinkedIn? Do you think that
That's it.
that's a good service?
That sounds like a great idea. Having a resource where people can research and track influencers, including LinkedIn influencers, could be incredibly valuable. It would give brands and individuals a way to quickly and easily find and evaluate influencers and to track their performance over time. The ability to see how many followers an influencer has and how their follower count has changed over time could be especially useful. And adding information on how much they charge for promoting products and services on LinkedIn would make it even more practical and useful. It's also a great way to provide transparency and accountability in the influencer marketing space. Overall, I think it's a fantastic idea, and it would be a unique and valuable resource for people looking to work with influencers on LinkedIn.
Guys, let me know in the chat what you guys think about the idea of inspectinfluencer.com. If you like that idea or if you think it's a stupid idea. What I'm going to do now is I am going to disconnect from the AI that I was just chatting with. And I'm just going to take a moment to let you know that building an SRS for this type of tool is not hard to do. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to first speak to Claude.ai, and I'm going to say the following. I'm going to press Windows H, which will open this little thing up over here. And I'm going to say the following. I would like to create a new brand called Inspect Influencer, and I would like for you to help me brainstorm with ideas for this new web application that I would like to build. The idea behind this is that LinkedIn influencers right now don't have like a primary place where they get found. And there's a lot of people that have tens of thousands of followers and they have a very nice reach, but they are not being celebrated as an influencer, and no one's kind of tracking how many followers they have over time. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to take the top 5,000 influencers of LinkedIn and kind of organize them into categories and organize them into how much they get as an engagement on their average posts, and even monitor their posts and monitor everything about what they're doing, and then help people reach out to them in case those influencers want to receive revenue or income from companies that want more user generated content. I think there's a market for that right now, and I would like to fill that space in the market and allow those influencers to be able to get promotion as a result of being a LinkedIn influencer. So, say anyone that has, say, over 10,000 followers on LinkedIn that gets more than a dozen or 2 dozen engagements would probably qualify to be a micro influencer on LinkedIn. And sure, there are people that have 100,000 followers and there are people that have millions of followers. But what I want to do is I want to make this available for people who want to be able to put themselves on the website, to be able to share their information. I'm going to collect information anyway. I have a list of LinkedIn influencers anyway. I have like 100 of them already. My goal is to be able to put together a list of 1,000 people. And the way that I'm going to do that is by reviewing my current connections and identifying who has more than 10,000 followers from my connections. I'm going to use AI to do that. It's going to review each person one at a time, and then I'm going to slowly add them to the list. And as I add them to the website, inspectinfluencer.com, every time somebody gets inspected, they get added to a database, and then they get sorted and they get filtered and they get monitored by our artificial intelligence technology. And then we can reach out to those people and say, hey, would you like to be featured on the homepage of inspectinfluencer.com to be able to offer your products and services in a particular industry? Because we see that you're in the real estate industry. So we're looking for the top 100 influencers in real estate and the top 100 influencers in healthcare and the top 100 influencers in whatever area. And if people want to learn how to become an influencer, they can attend the influencer summit that we have every year anyway. So this is a great way for me to find influencers, for me to organize the influencers, and for me to help people be able to make sense out of LinkedIn influencers and influence on LinkedIn, and also find what are the other areas that they have influence in, maybe Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And so what I want to do is I want to think about this idea, and I want you to help me kind of brainstorm this idea called inspectinfluencer.com. I bought the domain already. I love it. It sounds like a great idea. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and people have been asking me, Joe, do you have a list of influencers? Do you know who the influencers are? I'd like to hire influencers on LinkedIn. And I personally want to hire influencers as well. I want to know who those influencers are, and I want to pay them to help me be able to do what I need to do with my products and services. I have a LinkedIn product, and there are many other people that have LinkedIn products and services, and many other people that want to get promoted on LinkedIn through organic user generated content. And if I could find people that can support me on my mission, that would be cool. Anyway, can you help me? All right. So I just word vomited onto Claude, and now it's going to generate this tool. Wow, look at this. It's gave me an inspector. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to my SRS creation tool here. And I'm going to try and see if I could tell it to answer these questions, please. I'm going to go back here. Oh, where is it? Refresh. Can you answer these questions from my SRS? All right. Let's see. Big idea in a nutshell. Inspect Influencer is a comprehensive platform that discovering, analyzing, and connecting with LinkedIn influencers, filling the gap in the influencer marketing space for B2B professional audiences. Marketing professionals and brand managers, typically ages 25 to 45, working in B2B industries, are constantly seeking ways to expand their brand's reach on LinkedIn and stay ahead of the digital marketing trends. Their challenge is finding and leveraging the right influencers for their niche. The core features is AI-powered database that identifies and categorizes the top 5,000 LinkedIn influencers, providing real-time analytics on their performance and engagement rates. Cool additional features: influencer brand matchmaking algorithm, automated content performance predictions, collaborative campaign management tools, virtual networking events for influencers and brands, AI-generated content ideas, and trends. The design should look sleek and professional, reminiscent of LinkedIn's aesthetic, but also more dynamic and data visualizations. Think Tableau meets Hootsuite with a dash of Bloomberg's data-rich interfaces. Must-have integrations: LinkedIn API, Twitter API, Salesforce CRM. Access methods: web app primarily with a complementary mobile app, both iOS and Android, on-the-go analytics. Aiming to launch MVP within 6 months with a full feature set within a year. Ballpark budget $250,000 to $500,000 for initial development and launch. Preference: a Python backend with Django and Flask React for the front end. Open to suggestions for optimal performance and scalability. Tiered subscription model for brands and agencies with a freemium tier for influencers. Additional revenue and sponsored features for our additional Influencer Summit event. Main competitors include general influencer platforms like Track and Upfluence. They'll stand by, focus exclusively on LinkedIn, offering deeper B2B insights and providing more comprehensive real-time analytics. Need to ensure GDPR compliance for EU users. Also must navigate LinkedIn's API terms of service and data usage policies. We envision expanding to cover all major professional social networks, reaching 100,000 users in 3 years. Future features can include AI-driven content creation and campaign automation tools. Given the sensitive nature of influencer and brand data, we need robust encryption, data in transit, multi-layer authentication, and then no existing brand guidelines, open to design suggestions. Number of indexed influencers, target 10,000 within 6 months. Paying subscribers, target 1,000 in the first year. Average user, 20 minutes. Number of successful brand influencer matches, 500 within the first year. Year-over-year revenue growth, 100%. Okay. Third-party APIs. Definitely want to use LinkedIn's API. Also considering integration of popular social platforms like Hootsuite and Buffer. We'll offer an in-app chat support, email support, and comprehensive knowledge base for premium users. We'll provide dedicated account managers. We're particularly interested in exploring AI's role in predicting influencer trends and content performance. Also, we'll consider launching a certification program for verified LinkedIn influencers to add value to our influencer users. Oh my goodness. This is a lot. This is a beautiful SRS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually send this SRS. I'm going to actually modify this. So I'm going to take this information right here, and I'm going to modify this to actually be what I want it to be. But it got me 80% of there. You see 80% of the way there from me just like vomiting my idea right over here. This was my word vomit of my idea. And then it turned it into this beautiful SRS. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually edit this down into something that I can actually use. And if you want to be able to fill out a form like this, just write SRS in the chat and I'll send you a form to fill out. And then I'll have the AI build you out something like this based on a form that you fill out. Or if you want to be able to have a conversation with an AI, we can arrange that as well for you to build out your SRS. I'm very interested in helping people be able to develop their MVP. It doesn't take 6 months to develop an MVP of this. I can probably do the MVP in a few hours myself, or with a team in, let's say, 20 or 30 hours of development. We can build out an MVP pretty quickly for any application using tools like this, like Make.com. This is a no-code automation platform. We're going to meet tomorrow at 12 p.m. to talk about how this works in detail. But what I can do is I can essentially hit run once over here, and then this starts looking for the webhook, and then I'll tie in inspectinfluencer.com into the tool, and API.marketinginspector.com. This is the SRS interview here. So when I fill this out, it goes into the back end over here automatically. So all I got to do is fill this out, and I already have the details to fill it out with. So I just have to grab the details from right here, put it into here. So for example, what's your big idea in a nutshell? I'm just going to paste this information. Inspect Influencer is a comprehensive platform for discovering, analyzing, connecting LinkedIn influencers, filling the gap for professional B2B audiences. So I'm going to put this here and I'm going to press next. And now I would put it in right here. I'm going to say paint a picture. Who is your ideal user? So ideal user is marketing professionals and brand managers, typically 25 to 45. I'm going to press next, and now I have it right over here. Then I want to take the next one in. I want to put this one in. I'm going to say the core features an AI-powered database that identifies and categorizes and tracks up to 5,000 influencers, providing real-time analytics on their performance and engagement rates. I'm going to press next. So you see I have that here. List 3 to 5 cool features. So over here, it's going to say influencer brand matching, automated content performance predictions, collaborative content management tools, and virtual networking events and AI-generated ideas. I don't really love those features. I'm going to list other features. So I'm going to say influencer brand matchmaking algorithm, influencer brand matchmaking, influencer directory by industry and by engagement. By industry, exposure, and by engagement, automated content monitoring and performance analytics. Okay, we're going to say collaborative campaign management tools. I don't think we're going to offer that. Virtual networking events for influencers and brands. I guess we can offer that. AI generated content ideas based on influencer trends. AI generated content ideas based on influencer trends. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm going to delete that for now. Okay, so we got influencer directory by industry, exposure by engagement. I'm going to say follow specific influencers and make your own list to learn from them. Automated content monitoring and performance analytics. Sign up as a LinkedIn influencer. Submit more influencers to get data on them, and our system will inspect them. I like that. And our system will inspect them. Okay, so those are the ideas. What's the look and feel? Let's see. It says over here, the look and feel, the design should be sleek and professional. I kind of like that. I'll just keep that as a nice description. Any must-have integrations. Must-have integrations. I'm not going to say LinkedIn API. I'm going to say several scraping APIs. I'm going to say Supabase database with relational database and GraphQL. Querying. Let's see. Scraping several APIs, Supabase database, relational GraphQL querying, integration with, yeah, that's basically it. I don't think it needs any other types of integrations. I'm going to press next. How will users use your solution? We're just going to have a web app. We're not going to do desktop software or anything like that. We're just going to do web app. That makes life easy. Timeline, launch in 90 days. Launch MVP in, I would say 60 days. Let's do 60 days. Okay, I'm going to press next. Ballpark budget. No budget, 5,000. I'm going to say 5,000 to 10,000. Actually, you know what? That makes no sense. How am I going to be able to do that with 5,000 to 10,000? I probably need 25 to 50K just for the MVP. So that's where I'm going to put it there. Okay. Specific tech or limitations. React, front end. I'm going to do super base backend with GraphQL. I want it to be SEO friendly. So we rank for the influencers, names, etc. AI will also generate more info about the influencer and do research on the influencers to collect additional news, updates, and mentions. That's it. How do you envision making money on this? We will charge brands to find influencers and charge influencers to promote themselves. Brands will also be able to post opportunities for influencers for a fee. Opportunities like bounties for influencers for a fee. I just came up with that idea right now. Not a bad idea. Who are your main competitors right now? All the influencer websites like Influencer Hub and so on. But our niche is that we focus on LinkedIn influencers. Okay, next. Any legal compliance issues? Scraping data from LinkedIn might be an issue. We need to find third-party apps because LinkedIn does not provide an API. Also, we need to navigate GDPR laws in the EU. Okay, next. How do you see this scaling in the future? This will scale to have influencers on every platform, including Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and even WhatsApp statuses, email, and blogging. Any specific security concerns or requirements? We want to make sure that the app is secure so no one can hack the data. Okay. I want to say, do you have an existing brand guidelines? No. How will you measure success? 1, indexed in Google and organic traffic. 2, influencers signing up for featured spots. 3, brands posting bounties for influencers to apply for. Okay, next, any third-party apps that you definitely want to use? Any third-party APIs? Yes. OpenAI, Claude, Perplexity, scraping APIs, data APIs, etc. You plan customer support, email, AI chatbot, knowledge base. Anything else you should know? This is currently on inspect influencer.com, and we will be expanding. And that's it. And the domain name has been purchased. Domain. Okay. All right, I'm going to press next. And I'm going to put in my name. My name is Joe Apfelbaum, Joe at ajaxunion.com, 917-865-7631, http://www.linkedin.com/in/Joe Apfelbaum, website www.inspectinfluencer.com, address, I'm just going to write NA, Union, New Jersey, location NJ, calendar link joeapfelbaum.com/talk, and then assistance scheduling at ajaxunion.com. I'm going to press next, and now it has all the information here for the interview. If I like this, all I got to do is press submit, and it says your SRS has been submitted successfully. All right, now that it's been submitted successfully, I can go here and I can see that all the data was sent to make.com. How cool is that? Now that I have all the data over here inside make.com, I can send this to AI from make.com and say, hey, turn this into a proper SRS. So how do I do that? Well, very simple. I just go here, click on another module. I'm going to say open AI, and I'm going to say create a message completion. And then I am going to pick a model. I'm going to do GPT-4o mini. I'm going to do max tokens of 4,000. And I'm going to do the message as user. I'm going to say create an SRS from this user's requirements. Okay. I'm going to have Claude make this into a proper prompt. I'm going to say, I would like your help to create a prompt for AI to make an SRS like this. Right now, I have a prompt like this, but I want you to take it to the next level and have all 20 items laid out and have the output in JSON with no markdown. Can you help me write the prompt? Let's see what it'll do. Let's see what it will do. Create a detailed software requirements based on the user specifications. Wow. Okay. Let me copy here. Let me copy that information and let me paste that into here. This makes life so much easier. I love Claude. Create a detailed software requirements based on the user's information. Output SRS is a JSON object, no markdown formatting. Include the following items. Value that appears in a subject. Boom, 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 boom. Ensure all the responses. The JSON output should be formatted and valid. Okay. So let's go ahead and add each one of these items. Data from user. I'm going to say here, copy this. Big idea. Target audience. Main feature. Additional features. See the way I'm building this out one by one? Additional features. Design preferences. Key integrations. Access method. Timeline. budget, tech preferences, monetization strategy, competitive analysis, legal compliance, scalability vision, security requirements, brand guidelines, success metrics, third-party APIs. We got third-party APIs right here. Customer support plan. And additional info. Data from user. Now, ensure all the responses are coherent and are clearly detailed, and that the output should be formatted and valid. Do not include any markdown. Start with squiggly line. Where's the squiggly line? Where is this squig? Oh, okay. And over here, I'm going to say include contact info about the user as follows. First, last, email, sell. It's a tedious process, ladies and gentlemen, but you got to do something on LinkedIn. Let's see what else we got here. LinkedIn, website, address, location, calendar link, and assistant contact. Okay, here we go. Let's just see. Ensure all the responses are coherent and do it only in this beautiful JSON. All right, now let's just see how it goes. We're going to press OK. And we are going to, we're going to hit submit. We're going to hit run again. We're going to hit submit again. And let's see if it, yeah, it gave all the information again. Now ChatGPT is preparing all the info, and let's see what it prepared. Choices, message, content. Wow, look how nice it made it. It organized everything here. It even prepared all the contact info here nicely. Okay, perfect. I made it into a perfect JSON. Now that we have a perfect JSON out of this, now what we're going to do is first name, last name, email, LinkedIn, website, address, location. We have everything here. Now what we can do is we can take this and put it into some type of database. But what I want to do is I'm going to duplicate this, clone. I'll put this right over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say create a specified document, the user's requirements, the output, the SRS as HTML. Including the following 20 items with inline CSS for sending via email as a report. Should have a value care. Okay. Create a SRS as an HTML with the following 20 items. Inline CSS for sending as a report. And include contact info as well. Ensure all the responses are coherent, detailed, and directly express the user-specific requirement. The HTML output should be properly formatted and valid for sending via email. Do not include any markdown. I'm going to delete that. Do not include any notes. Just the HTML that we will insert into a email to send to the user with the SRS report. Okay, I'm going to press OK. I'm going to hit save. So now I have a JSON created right over here, and I have an email created right here. So I'm kind of doing it twice. Technically, I don't need this JSON because technically this came back as a JSON. You see that? It all came back kind of as a JSON, all organized nicely. But I don't see the, but I'm not so sure that the contact info will kind of come in properly because it's kind of like a little sub thing over there. So I should be sure of that. Like, I don't really need this here. Unlink this, unlink this. This is kind of like a waste to put this here. I could just put this like that. Boom. Just like that. Save. Now what I can do is I can go here and just say email. And I can send an email. Send an email. Subject line. New SRS from, we'll just say marketing inspector. Prepared for Joe space Apfelbaum space. I didn't ask for a company name. Okay. Now we're going to put in the content, and the content will be the HTML from here. Hopefully it'll come back as HTML role content. We're going to do content. And where's it going to? Recipient. Right now it's just going to go to this person. And it's going to copy at a recipient. It's going to copy hello@eviai.com. Actually, I don't want to bother them with this. I'll just do schedule. We'll copy Joe at evergreen.com. Okay? Just for the sake of it, just to kind of see if it works. All right. So now we have the email coming in. We're going to run it. We have the email coming in from here, prepares it in ChatGPT as an HTML, and then sends it as an email. Let's see if it works. All right, let's see. ChatGPT is preparing it. Let's see if the email is going to come through. I'm going to go to my Gmail. See if I get anything. Let's see if I get an email. All right, looks like the email was sent. So let me go to my email. Oh, looks like I got an email. Look at the email. Oh my God, it came with Markdown at the beginning. Software Requirement Specification. Big idea. Target user. Core function. Additional features. Budget. Tech preferences. Monetization strategy. Okay. Oh, and then contact information. Nice. Ooh, 2023. Look at the way it did it. I like that. It says 2023 because it still thinks it's in 2023. I can do and I gotta remove this puppy right here. But this is cool. This is cool that this actually works right now. That somebody can actually fill out a form with 20 items. It's hosted on a server, and then Make.com goes and sends an email just like that. That is epic. That is epic that it works. And you guys saw me build it out. SRS webhook. I'm going to say to ChatGPT to email. It's not ChatGPT, to OpenAI. Okay, SRS webhook to OpenAI to email. Over here, I'm going to say rename, prepare SRS data as HTML for email. Send. I'm over here. I'm just going to say send email to user. Send email to user with SRS. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to click on this so you can read it. Boom, boom, boom. I could also pop it into Slack if I want. Over here, I'm just going to call this, make this into JSON. Create JSON from webhook. Okay, we don't need that, but that's cool. All right, so now we save this. This is our little thing that we did. This is like kind of like the back end of it. Now, once we have this email over here, and once we have this email, I'm going to ask Claude, what can we do with this? Now that we have this, okay, I'm going to ask Claude, what can we do with this? I'm going to go here. I created an app that creates SRS for people based on 20 questions. Once the user gets this email as an HTML email, what else can I do with the data for the user to make them happy? What would you suggest we create from this SRS? Okay, thanks for sharing the detailed software segmentation and marketing influencer app. It's an interesting concept. And the niche, personal influencer recommendations. There are some suggestions, additional features. Influencer spotlight, influencer collab hub. Create a space within the platform where brands and influencers can connect, pitch ideas, and collaborate. Content inspiration dashboard, ROI calculator, LinkedIn algorithm insights, custom report generator, influencer education center. Oh, that's good. So what I could do is I could take the SRS and come up with new ideas about the app using AI. I can add another module there that says, here's additional information. Like if you want additional ideas, click here. And then I can take that SRS and kind of ideate around the SAS. Okay, so I'm going to say Windows H. So it looks like you started creating new ideas about this specific SRS. But what I'm trying to figure out is, can you tell me, besides ideating new ideas about this SRS, what other things can I do in general for people that submit an SRS to me? Because I created an SRS creation tool that outputs this type of SRS using artificial intelligence. What other things can I do once I have an SRS like this, other than ideation? Okay, let's just see what Claude will do now. I see. Thanks for clarifying. You're looking for general ideas on what you can offer to users after they received an SRS for your AI-powered tool. This is an excellent question about extending the value of your service. Let me suggest some options. Okay, product roadmap generation. Ooh, create a visual project roadmap based on the SRS outlining key milestone dependencies and timelines. A resource allocation estimator, provide an estimate of resources, time, personnel, and budget to implement the SRS. A risk assessment, analyze the SRS to identify potential risks and challenges, offering mitigation strategies. Technology stack recommendations, based on the SRS requirements, suggest an appropriate technology stacks and tools. API integration guide, if the SRS mentions integrations, please guide potential APIs and integration methods. Mock or wireframe generation. Competitive analysis report, user story, use case generation. Wow. Test plan outline. Develop a plan, a basic test plan that covers main features and functionality described in SRS. Vendor recommendation, if applicable, provide a list of potential vendors or partners who could assist in implementing the SRS. Wow. Regulatory compliance checklist. Scalability and performance recommendations and security enhancements, sustainability analysis, and an MVP to help users identify core features. MVP definition, core features for an MVP based on the SRS. Okay. Out of these 15, which are the 3 you think are most valuable to the user that wants an MVP? let's see. To determine the most valuable for someone who wants an MVP, it would be minimum viable thing, a project roadmap generation, and a user story. And I thought so. Those are the three that I really like the most anyway. And I'm going to say create a prompt for AI to take the information below and create three prompts. Three prompts. We're going to take the information below and generate each one of those things for me from this info. Here we go. Wow. Okay, I'm going to say create a general prompt that doesn't specify the actual details of the SRS so that I can use those prompts with other SRSs. Also add more detail to each prompt to make them more comprehensive. And the output should be in HTML so we can add them to the email. Wow. It's making the prompt in HTML. No, don't make the prompt in HTML. Don't make the prompt in HTML. Don't make the prompts in HTML. Make the prompts output the content generated by AI using HTML that is ready to be emailed with inline emails like this. Let me see. I'm going to go here, grab this. I said don't make the prompts in HTML. It's making the prompts in HTML. Okay. This is really good. This is really, really good. So now I have 3 additional prompts that I could use with ChatGPT to take the information from the SRS and create an MVP definition, project roadmap generation, and a user story to attach to the SRS in addition to the current SRS that's there. So I'm going to do the SRS with the MVP definition, with the project roadmap, with the user story and case generation. So we can kind of test that out and see what that looks like. So how would I test that out? I would simply go in here, open up a ChatGPT window, and go here, and I would say user story, and I would just copy information from here and see what it does. Oh, it's making a head. Oh, wow. Look what it's doing. That's crazy. This is a big response. All right, let's just see what that looks like. Copy code, open up Visual Studio. We're going to put this into the, we're going to create a new folder under test projects. No, under test projects, we're going to create a new folder called inspect influencer. And then under inspect influencer, we're going to create a new file. We're going to call it, what did we just create? A user story. .html. Save, and we're going to say preview. And we're going to review it. All right, let's see what that looks like. Marketing Inspector MVP user stories. User story 1, as a marketing professional, I want to search and filter. I want to search and filter blah, 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 preconditions. Well, this is good. User story 2, I want to track influencers' engagement. User story 3, I want to submit a profile. Wow, this is so important. You have these user stories. I want to post collaborative opportunities, actor preconditions, alternative flows. Oh my God. This is like epic. This is exactly what I need in order for me to be able to hand this to a developer to get a quote. Oh, and it gives it points of how hard it is. It gets harder and harder. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. This is a 5 hard, 8 hard, 3 hard, and then 13 hard at the bottom. Wow. Oh my goodness. I really like this. This is good stuff. This is, I mean, I think I just built a solid product. I mean, even just me handing somebody an SRS, an MVP stories and case studies, and then the other two things that I'm gonna create right now. I mean, just this is super valuable and worth even investing in. Like, somebody would pay $500 to $1,000 to have this done, don't you think? Let me see what this looks like. The output of this. Copy. Let's just see what the output of this is. This will be, what is this? What is the prompt for this? Project roadmap generation. So I'll go in here and I'll create a new folder, a new file called project roadmap. Project roadmap.html. All right, let's just see what that looks like. Did it finish the project roadmap? Not yet. It's still doing it. Wow. I'm just floored by this. If you guys are impressed by this, just write impressed in the chat. Curious to know if you guys find this impressive or not. I'm going to hit copy. And I'm going to paste this into, where am I going to paste this? I'm going to paste this into Visual Studio, into here. I'm going to hit save. Okay, and let's preview it. Right click, preview. All right, let's see. The roadmap outlines key phases, deliverables, and tasks for outlining and developing Inspect Influencer MVP in 60 days. Oof, oof, so detailed. 5 key phases. Oh my goodness. Critical path dependencies. I love this. This is good. This is very, very good. Okay, and then the third thing that we want to create would be the, we did this, then we're going to do, we did the user stories, the project roadmap, the MVP definitions we need. So we're going to do MVP definitions, right? We did the project roadmap. Now MVP definitions. We're going to go in here, and we have 15 other things that we can create in along with this, but we're just going to do MVP definitions. And you can see I'm creating a whole new thing each time. And then I'm copying the SRS details and pasting it in here. And then it's doing it off the SRS details. And I'm going to improve those prompts. Right now, these prompts are okay, but they're not like, oh my God. And I'm not using any prompt chaining at all. So I'm going to take these prompts to the next level. This is the MVP. What did I say it was? It was the MVP definition. So let me quickly create an HTML file for this so we can check it out. New file. MVP definition.html. Okay. And I'm going to paste in the MVP file into here. And now I'm going to also create a new file. I'm going to call it prompts. Inspect influencer prompts.md. MD stands for markdown. Okay, let me just quickly look at this real quick. Copy this. Paste this here, save it, preview it real quick. Okay, minimum viable product for Inspect Influencer. The MVP will deliver core functionality that enables marketing professionals and brand managers to discover and analyze LinkedIn influencers in their niche. It will provide a detail. Okay, core AI-powered influencer database, directory by industry, real-time analytics, follow and organize influencers, features to defer and later releases, alignment with timeline and budget, potential challenges, scraping data from LinkedIn, legal and technical challenges, using third-party scraping with clear compliance processes, develop alternative methods to gather publicly available data while maintaining GDPR compliance, tight development timelines, implement agile project management practices. The MVP, primarily marketing professionals, AI-powered platform, launch a simple but effective influencer directory with analytics, introduce the ability to follow and organize influencers as key differentiators from competitors. Okay, I love that. That is epic. Epic information, epic details. All right, let's go in here and copy and paste the prompts. Let's copy and paste the prompts from Claude. So we got prompt 1. Paste into here. We're going to say prompt 2. I'm going to close this. We don't need this. That's prompt 1, the MPV definitions. Prompt 2 would be the project roadmap. And then prompt 3 would be the user stories. And then prompt 4 is, I don't want to lose this, so I'm going to do Control A, Control C, Control V, save. Okay, so I got all these different prompts here that I prepared, all organized nicely. I like this. Perfect. All right, and everything else is here. All right, I can close this out. I can close this out. And I can get back to Evie AI. So what did you guys think of this? What did you notice here today? Let me know in the chat what you noticed. Let's see. It's not bad to be frustrated. Impressive, Matthew said. Who's Matthew? Matthew from Australia. Hey, Matthew. What's cooking? Good looking. Let's see. He posted a week ago. I'm going to drop a comment on his post. Like his post. I'm going to comment. I'm going to hit generate. Generate a cute little comment on his post. You're crushing it. All right, let's see. People have been messaging me. You're welcome, Joe. Thank you. Let's see. We'll have to try it. Let me know what you think. Okay, moving on. Joe Apfelbaum, thank you. Sarah McCloud liked my post. Thank you, Sarah. Ooh, Sarah's following me. She's from New Zealand. Let's see what she has going on here. Drop her comment. Ooh, it looks like she posted a poll a day ago. Are you aware that AI can benefit your business? Already using AI. Actually, I'm using AI to comment on this dude. Let me just hit comment. I'm going to drop a cute little comment here for Sarah. Insert. Perfect. Did it. All right. Now I can end this call and feel good about myself that I got something done today. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. I'm going to host this website and I'm going to start the process of building out this influencer inspector tool. I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited about this. All right, thanks for watching this. I'm going to go spend some time with my daughter. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Let me know if you need anything.